Hi, this is Quynh
and Jessie Chu, co-founders of Paper Talk. Welcome to Season 5.
We're here to share our paper flower journeys, engage with makers and artists, and support other female entrepreneurs.
Follow along as we give a voice to and nurture a community of paper florists from around the world.
Hello. Welcome back, you guys.
Hi.
I hope you guys been enjoying our Season 5. There have been so many good podcasts on people explaining about their why, what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to go a little bit more on the why I'm doing the 100-day project that I've been kind of posting on Instagram.
I'm very curious. Quynh, tell us a little bit about what is it first?
Okay, so the 100-day project was actually founded by Lindsay Thomson. You can go to her website, www.the100daysproject.com. It has a beautiful FAQ. You can sign up there. You can find more information. But really what the purpose of this is, you have to pick a project, and it can be one particular project end goal. So my end goal is I really want to learn how to do videos better. I really want to learn how to edit videos better. And I really want to learn how to piece all the videos that I've recorded into an Instagram reel. I've been fudging it for quite a while, just kind of like, oh, I have a video, I'll throw some music, and then we're good to go.
Yeah.
But really, if you want to differentiate yourself a little bit more, you have to do a little bit more research. You have to really know how to get really good lighting, because photographing things, you can easily take a still photo.
Mm-hmm.
But with a video, there's so much movement, and how to capture that image and how to take it to that next level. I think that's the really important part of why I want to do this project, because
good for you.
I've been
100 days.
I know, but I'm not forcing myself to create a video. Like, to me, creating a video is pretty much putting something on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
And I am forcing myself to record a video every single day. So it might be butter, throwing the ball, running around, the snow falling, or whatever. I'm recording something, but trying to take different images, different lighting situations, just so I can know how to use my iPhone better. And also, I've been trying to learn how to use the Fuji camera a little bit more on the video. And one thing I have realized right off the bat, I need a gimbal for my camera, because my camera is so sensitive that me just rotating it around like easily like 180 degrees is so shaky.
Mm-hmm.
But I did find a workaround for it. Luckily, you can edit things like that out, which is amazing. So if you guys have Adobe Premiere, there is a thing called a stabilizer that you can drop onto your video, and by some magical thing, it kind of warps your image a little bit, and it kind of fixes the shaking, which is unbelievable. So you guys, if you go back in my videos, there's a couple of videos where it looks super clear and amazing. I actually put that on there because I was like, why is my hand shaking so much? And I have to say, you have to zoom out quite a bit, because what it does, it takes the the exterior of the video, and it kind of warps it a little bit. So the edges looks like it's like fluttering, which is really interesting. But the center part is all fixed and still, which is really amazing. But it takes up a lot of memory on your laptop. So don't do too many of it, and don't do a long video, because it just takes a lot of time to render out. So I do very short, under a minute video, but it still takes 10 minutes to render out, which is ridiculous. Yeah. And so I would say, if you have an iPhone, I had the iPhone 13, and that really, I don't know how they do this camera, but no shaking is involved. They have a stabilizer built in. It's really, really great. Mm-hmm. And the thing that you have to remember, if you're focusing on Instagram Reels, you have to do everything portrait and not so much landscape. It's a little bit easier to edit in, and it looks better, because you want to take as much space for the eye to view your product as much as possible. And I have to say, Jessie, your Instagram reel is so beautiful.
Aww.
I love seeing your flowers. I love that. But
you know what?
The music you choose is perfect with flowers.
Thanks. Well, that's what I listen to when I make flowers. So it just seems to make sense that it would be well, what you should listen to when you're watching my reels. I did struggle with reels, especially when it first came out. I was like, oh, this is something else I have to learn again. And also because Instagram, like it has its own, like when you do the reels, you can put the reels together there. You can put, like you can assemble everything there. But it's different because it's not like an app where you can save your work and then go back to it.
Yes.
So I was always nervous about
and it freezes.
Yes.
It's so annoying. When you get it all perfect, and then it shuts down.
Oh my gosh.
And you're like,
blacks.
no.
And you're like, where did it go? Yeah.
And then you have to restart everything again.
So I kudos to you for like trying to improve your videos and making better reels. The thing I struggle with the most is like I'll take the videos and then I'll wait a couple days later and then I'll forget like what I did. And it just takes more time. And so now what I've learned is there is a saving option on the reels. So like once I record my little snippets, then I kind of put it on right away and I save it and I don't put any music or anything like that. Just so I don't waste like my concentration that I had for the last 15 minutes trying to figure out, okay, am I going to shoot this part of it and then this part and then I want to do this part? Because a couple days later, you really don't even know what you shot. You're like, you actually have to watch what you shot all over again and then figure out, okay, does that? So it's just more work. So I've found, like the easiest thing is to shoot it, immediately put it onto the Reels app, Reels part, I don't know, in the way that you want it to go, and then save it. And it has no music, but it'll save like your 30 seconds or minutes reel onto your phone. And then when you actually want to post it, just reload just that particular 30-second, 1 minute reel, and then add your music to it. Granted, that's assuming that you don't need like text coming in and out. Because if you do, then you would have to save all of that. Yep. And like essentially you're spending a lot of time on reels when you don't have time, right? Like you're saying, like you're taking a video of butter, like you're not gonna have time right away to like post it, edit it, and all that. So anyways,
another workaround, you guys.
Oh, go ahead.
Yes. Let me give one quick tip. So if you are editing reels, you can actually do it in Canva. If you have the Canva Pro, you can add your text, you can animate it, you can have the text pop in and out. That does take a little bit more time, but at least it's on your desktop and you can edit things and take your time and you can see everything. And so that really is a favor. Another app that I actually use is called Video Shop, is what I believe it's called. Let me double check. Yeah, it's called Video Shop, where you can actually upload even still photos and turn them into videos, which has really helped. So if you have like a still video, you can say, I want this up for 5 seconds or 1 second or a second and a half. And then you can piece everything together, because sometimes you notice, sometimes we upload things to the app, it'll crop things off. And you're like, no, I don't want that cropped off. Or you can't find that right area to crop. If you have an app, a video editing app, you can actually crop things in and piece it together and says, I know I'm going to put it out at 59 seconds. And then you have everything proper. And when you upload it, it does upload the whole 59 seconds, which is really helpful. Unless you're like piecing things together and you're like, oh my gosh, there's so many videos. I have to move this around and that around. And then it crashes and then you have to start over. And then like it looks like,
well, I was trying to use like pop in the text on this video and then it switches to a different video. You want to pop in the text. And like my fat fingers, I swear, I'm just like trying to get like, get the timing right. And it's just, so it takes you like, I don't know, it takes me way too long to make one. Like, so,
I know, way too long.
Yeah. No, so good for you for trying to improve your video.
Yes.
Okay, I have to do that.
Yeah. So there's another reason why I'm also doing the videos right now is if you guys are not already signed up, Instagram is paying you to do your reels. So make sure you sign up. You got to hook up like a PayPal account or some sort of payment account where they can pay you. And then you click on the reel that you're creating and you can optimize it to be paid out. And I've actually already received several payments from Facebook for doing these reels in the past 6 months. So yeah.
Wow. I did see that post and it's only for the US residents right now. So darn. I also know somebody who's doing tons of reels and I'm like, I wonder if she's getting paid, but she's not in the US, so I assume not.
So she's not getting paid. Yeah. But they are paying out they're committed to paying out $1 billion, which is a lot of money.
That is a lot.
So no wonder
can I ask you, how much do you get per reel then?
So it's pennies, but I've gotten close to 200 per check in the past few months. So I've gotten like over $500 from them.
Wow.
And so, which is nice for me, just creating videos. Yeah. And so I want to optimize that a little bit more, because who knows when this money's going to run out. So I got to like get on the game right now.
Yeah. Or else they'll be like, oh, it's done. Enough people are using videos.
Yes, exactly. Because if you guys, I don't know if you noticed, but a lot of my feed right now is just video after video. Yes. I do not see still photos anymore, which is kind of sad, because I do love enjoying seeing that one still photo. We'll zoom in and see the details. Like, oh my gosh, that looks amazing.
Like, there's something beautiful about stillness. Like, you go into a museum or art gallery, and you stand in front of a piece of artwork, and you stare at it for hours. Yes. And there's something really beautiful about that, because you're really letting all of your senses look at every single detail. And it really is, something that I do miss on Instagram. Because as much as I like watching people's processes, like, that's not, after a while, I'm like, just give me beauty. Give me like a beautiful shot.
Right?
I don't really care about, that's what will feed me.
Yes.
Yeah, it is kind of sad.
Yeah. So I've been using my stories to put in still photos. At least I can put it somewhere and people will see it.
It's true. I've been trying to like, experiment with kind of mixing it up, where I do a combination. And there is a significant difference.
Yeah.
The reach.
There's definitely more views on
that's
videos.
What bothers me.
Yeah, the reach.
It's not, that's what bothers me. It's like, it's fine if like only 10 people like it. But what bothers me is nobody sees it. So of course there's only 10 people. Yes. Right? Like my followers,
exactly.
I follow you because I want to see your work. Why am I not seeing your work? Like, I don't care what kind of format.
Exactly.
Video, still, whatever. But if I'm not seeing your work, why am I following you? Like, and I understand that there's a difficulty in terms of, well, there's so many users now. Like, how are they going to get all that, everyone on the feed? But at the same time.
Yeah, I have to admit, I do love TikTok, because they give you that option. They have 2 video streaming. One where it's the following. So if you follow anybody, this is all you're going to see.
Yeah.
And then they have another one that says for you, which way they will see what you like and then feed you new content, which is kind of fun. So you can see new artists. But sometimes like, oh, I'm just tired. I really want to see who I want to see. So I'll click on the other channel. So I do wonder, because, Instagram, Facebook, are going to implement that in as 2 streaming, because I think that's a lot where Instagram is all about. I mean, you follow people that you love and you want to see more from them.
Yeah.
So I wonder if that's going to be something that will be happening down the road.
I definitely hope so. Because, I mean, yes, I do follow new people because I see their work maybe pop up, or someone else is tagging them. So that says to me that personally, I don't really, yes, there's an explore page, but I really don't go into it, because I don't need to see the same things over and over, which is what they feed me. It's like, no, I want to see fresh content. I want to see what the people who I'm following, who are they following? Like, what inspires them? That's how I see it, for Instagram at least. And also when I hear about somebody, then I'll ask, oh, do they have an Instagram page? And that's how I find them. As opposed to like the content that comes on the feed where it's sponsored, or it's like hashtag, or like stuff where I'm like, I'm not even following these people. Why is it popping up? It's the same thing that I'm seeing all the time. Is that what I really want? No. I mean, as an artist, no. I don't want to see the same thing over and over again. I've already seen it all. I want to see something new. I want to see something different. But I mean, that's just me. I understand why they would do the algorithm. It makes sense. If you like one thing, you'll like another. But at the same time, I mean, our world is so narrow because of it. So, and we don't have control.
If you love our podcast, please consider supporting us by hitting subscribe and writing us a review.
And if you want to do a little more, consider making a donation on our website at www.papertalkpodcast.com. Every dollar of your gift goes into the making of this podcast. Unfortunately.
Right? Yes.
As hard as we may try. Yeah. Anyways, let's go back to the 100-day project. When does it end? Or when does it start? When does it end?
So it started beginning of February, and then it will end on May 24th. And so I'm hoping when we do our amazing workshop in Virginia, ending our Awesome Blossom, I'm going to be able to capture a lot of videos. You might see me with my camera around, taking a lot of videos so I can piece it together. And hopefully on May 24th, I will collect them all and produce something super amazing. Kind of doing Awesome Blossom overview of everything that's been happening in the past. Gosh, we've been doing this for we'll be doing it by then 8 months in, which is such a huge commitment. But I'm so proud of our students. They've been knocking out of the park with these amazing flowers.
And they're so committed, like you said. They're so
committed.
Still so enthusiastic.
Yes.
I'm sure if they joined the 100-day project, they'd be like on it.
I know, right?
I'm happy to see that you signed up for their newsletter, I think. They have prompts. So it kind of gives you some ideas to play with.
Yeah, it's really great because what they do, they have a community too. So we have to get a paid community. I just don't have another time to go onto another community. And so I just get the free newsletter, which is great because it kind of reminds me, hey, am I on track to completing my project? Am I doing as much as I can or sharing in various different ways, which is, I think, really fun. And I also will go through the hashtag. It's the hashtag B100-Day Project, and you can see what other people are doing. And that really inspires me. It's like, oh, I haven't done that aspect of my project yet. So I'll implement that in or kind of schedule it in to make sure that I do make that happen. So that's been really fun, just kind of seen what other people are doing. And just knowing that everyone else is also struggling too, creating content. It's also like, oh, I'm not the only one. I don't have to pressure myself so much.
I love the concept of two things. One, consistency. Right. I think that's one of the biggest things about creating is being consistent. So every day doing something. It doesn't have to necessarily, the 100-day project obviously is project based, but as a creative, to maintain that creativity, do something creative every day. And creativity could be in many different forms, right? It doesn't necessarily have to be making paper flowers. It could just be doodling, or some people doodle all the time because they're daydreaming and they're bored, or they're cooking. Right? They're cooking. Like some people express themselves by cooking and baking. But just keeping yourself nourished, I think, with the creative spirit and energy. That consistency, I think, is how you will grow as an artist.
Yeah.
And then the second point being like the commitment. It's like almost a public commitment, isn't it?
Yes.
Public commitment that, okay, I'm tagging and I'm the hashtag, the 100-day project. Like it's what do you call it? An emblem of your commitment to 100 days doing this. And if one day you don't and that hashtag's not there, it's kind of, it does really motivate you.
I know.
Keep up with it, doesn't it?
It really does. Because I was like, oh no, I posted it, but I forgot to tag them. I was like, I should go back and edit it and add that in.
It's you probably have a sense of accomplishment when you're posting, you're like, 100-day project.
Yes.
Day, I don't know, 98.
My to-do list gone, done, yay.
It's so hard to be accountable just to yourself when there's so many other things going on, right? Like it's so easy to just be like, oh well, not today.
Not today.
Maybe tomorrow.
It's easy, and I only have to please myself, and then you kind of put yourself last, and then that gets slide off. Yeah, it is commitment, but also I just know in past things that I've done, the more that I do it, the more time I touch and repeat it and practice, the better I'm going to be at it. So I'm keeping that in mind, the reason why I'm doing it every single day.
For sure. And I feel like it's kind of like an accelerated, I don't want to say a course, but accelerated project in the sense that it's like you have one commitment. Okay, if you didn't have this 100-day project, you might have taken a year to learn this because you're not going to be video recording every single day, maybe once a week or 3 times a week. But like that continuous stream of intention, I guess,
doing,
is really there.
Yes, intention. That's a great word.
It's like a week later, you might kind of forget what you learned, like those little things that you're like, oh, wait, that's what I learned. Okay, I'm going to try it again. Yeah, but if you do it like a week later, you kind of have to start over a little bit, kind of like overlap, and then learn again versus every day.
Exactly. How did I go about doing it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and you're like, And I don't know, some things maybe you're recording, you're never going to have
Yeah,
on the kitchen table for 2 weeks. So,
exactly.
mhm.
Yeah, I have this one area downstairs. It's right by our outdoor. Well, there's a little space where we're not using right now because it's winter, but there's a back door that doesn't have any blinds. It's just a clear glass pane.
Yeah.
And so that brings in actually really good filter light because we have a giant tree. I don't get direct light, but I get a lot of light. And so
Yeah.
I've been claiming this little area as my photography video area while place things. And I have a fixed lens, and so I can't zoom in. So I physically either have to be on a chair to get a really far away look, or I can crouch down and get a really close look.
Yeah.
And so that's been really nice to have. And one thing, since I upgraded my camera, I actually have a flip screen. So if I go really, really high, I can pull out that screen and be able to see it without them like, where's it taking the picture? That's what I was struggling with before.
That is a really good tip. If you had, usually the ones without a flip are a little bit less expensive. So if you ever thinking about buying a camera, pay that little extra more to get that flip screen because you don't know what like position you might be in when you're taking
exactly. You're like 20 shots in, it's like, oh no, I totally missed the outside part of it. Just when your arm is like way up high.
Oh man, we've all been there. I used to actually have one without one. And then I started borrowing my dad's DSLR that had one, which was more expensive. And that's how I shot my book, actually. Because
that's amazing.
Like, how else would you shoot something down when, like, and I'm really short, right? So it literally wouldn't work. Like, you have your arms underneath, you need the photos from above, and you're like, where do I, like, you can't see it, right?
Yes, exactly.
It's not facing you. See it. And also because, like, those ones tend to not be able to tether as well on computers. So you can't just tether it to a computer and see a computer screen while you're doing it. So just something from our experience. If you're going to buy a camera, don't go with the least expensive one. Go with one that's a little bit higher, not high end, but something in the middle where there's a flip screen and maybe tethering.
Yeah. That really, really does help a lot. Yeah. And also if you can get a US, most cameras now, you can have a USB attachment that you can attach to your computer. So that's really important.
Yeah.
But I wanted to check in with you, Jessie. How are you pampering yourself these days? So I wanted to check in with you because we're like in the middle of our season. How are you pampering yourself these days?
Well, I don't know if it's considered pampering, but I started going back to the gym. I started going back to the gym. And I guess that's like my hour away from the kids and chaos. And it's also the hour where I try to get stronger. Yeah. It's funny because when I was younger, it's all about like, getting fit, and fit. The definition of fit is so like loose, especially as you're getting older. It's not, I'm lucky. I don't, I have never really had too much unwanted weight. But since I injured my ankle in 2017 and I had surgery on my ankle, it's really affected my whole body. And you really don't realize that until it happens when you don't have use of one leg. So what happened, obviously it's in a cast. It was in an air cast, and then it was in a real cast for like a total of, I don't know, like 8 weeks or something. And during those 2 months, I lost so much muscle in my leg that, one, it was noticeable, but two, it did affect my overall body. So the way that my body walk, you compensate for that, right? And also because I've had injuries on that ankle, it was one, just weaker in general. And then two, with muscle loss, it was even weaker. So I had some issues with that. And you saw, because when I was teaching in Toronto, 2019, during the workshop, like I had like cramps on my leg and I was like hobbling around. I was also pregnant at the time too. I was like 6 months, 7 months pregnant. Other months too. So like the weight, anyways, so the weight really messed it up too. But so now at this age, for me, it's not really about getting fit, getting, whatever weight or anything. It's really about strengthening my leg, strengthening my ankle so that I can walk and run. I can run. I can't even really run right now without injuring it again and without pulling anything. Because I literally can walk down the stairs, click my heel, and injure it. Like, that's how weak it is. And if you don't know what the injury was I dislocated my ankle. That's what happened. So that was the big injury. That was very unfortunate. So yeah, I would have to say nowadays, yeah, going to the gym is pampering myself. Before it wasn't. I didn't consider it pampering. It wasn't really a luxury. It was like I had time. But now it is. Now it's like mommy has to go to the gym so that I can stay strong and I can run with you and keep up with you. You know, that's why I'm doing it now. It's not about like, oh, I need to stay fit. I need to like run laps. It's like so I can keep up with my kids. So long story short, yeah, I would have to say going to the gym, doing weights. That's what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. Fastest way to get fit, fastest way to strengthen my legs, do weights. That's how I came for myself. What about you, Quynh?
So I've been actually chai, so masala chai, and I got inspired by TikTok. This one guy named Chai Guy, but he's this Indian guy, and he talks about how everybody's doing chai wrong, and I realized I was doing it wrong. And so luckily I had a tin black tea from Hardy and Son, and it's actually Indian spice is what it's called. And what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to do 1 part water and then 1 part of your milk. And because I'm lactose intolerant, he recommended getting the Oakley that's full fat to get the full amp of it. And so what you do is you take your spices, your ginger, your cardamom, your cinnamon, and you crush it and you throw it into the water. You let it boil up and then you pour in your choice of milk and then you let it boil and you put your tea in too. And you let that boil and the foam has to almost reach and spill over the pot, but it doesn't. You turn it off. Yeah. And then what you do is you put the lid back on and you let it steep for 2 minutes and you take it out. You add your sugar. And then the critical part, which it does make a big difference, is you aerate it. So what he does is he pours the tea like in the cup back and forth. But I also have this amazing gadget from Amazon for $10. I love it. It's one of those battery operated foam mixer. And so I just push a button and it aerates it. So I don't have to like make a mess going back and forth. Yeah. And so that to me brings in the foam, brings in the air, and it just lightens everything up. And I add a little bit extra hot water because I like mine not so thick because it is full fat oak, even though it's diluted by 1 part water. But I like it a little bit more loose. But that's been really wonderful. And I do love chai tea. Oh, and it's just really warming. And we've been getting a lot of snow lately. And so it's been comforting just to hold a hot cup of tea in my hand.
For sure. I can only imagine, like, it's cold outside and you just want something warm to, like, warm every inch of your body up. I'm gonna have to look that up, Chai Guy.
Yes, Chai Guy. You'll love him. He's super funny and he's just great. And he has his favorite chai recipe pinned on his top, so you can just click on it. It's great.
I may have to ask him. I don't have TikTok. I just can't.
You know, the reason why I've gotten TikTok is to watch and analyze other people's video. It is so amazing how people can piece together videos and time it to all the different music, so it just like perfectly lands. I have not accomplished that at all. I've tried, and I think I have to take it to like Adobe Premiere and really look at the time sequence to land all those beats. And I've been noticing people will share, like, if you place a photo, this is where the seconds that you need to put it. That's what I need, because I can't do it on my phone like real time with Instagram.
Really hard.
It's so hard trying to
synchronize things. That's the thing too with Instagram is like once you choose your music, you choose like what part of the music. But that doesn't, it's kind of like counterintuitive because you're like, well, before I choose what part, shouldn't I kind of see how it works? Like what part of it works well with when my screen changes or something? Like, I think it's really hard.
So one thing I've been doing, you guys, which you should do too, is you can actually save the audio. So what I do is if I see a reel or a TikTok and they show the sequence, the time where you need to slot things, I'll take a screenshot of it. And also I'll save the music because everything is already lined out. So you just need to drop in your photos, put it together, and then choose the music and then pop it in. I find that's the way to do it. But if you're doing it manually, it's so time consuming because you have to find like the music part, you got to find the right section, and then you have to like piece all your photos together. It takes so much time and effort.
Which is another reason why I choose classical music, because there aren't as many beats. Because the beat heavy ones, it makes sense that it's like bam, bam, bam.
Like bam, right? It's entertaining, but it's so much work.
So much work. Oh my God, it's so much work. If you guys have any tips on Reels or any insight into how to make it easier for all of us, please share.
We need it. All right, you guys. I hope you've been enjoying season 5. And of course, if you ever need us, you know where to find us. We're in all the social media pieces, and email us.
Thanks for listening.
Bye. We would love to thank you, our listener, and especially our patrons for supporting our podcast, Paper Talk, and for making season 5 possible.